So your spirit, because your spirit, whenever you sleep, your spirit is still awake. So
Yeah.
your spirit man is just, and one of the things that he taught me at the beginning is I was feeling like I was going up. But then after months of that feeling of going up, I would see Jesus and I would see him. And I'm going to answer that question. I
Yep.
would see him and I was like, Jesus? And he's like, it's me. You want to make sure that who you're talking to.
Yep.
And I said, but I didn't go up.
Mm.
And he said, and he laughed because we say funny things. And he said, well, you don't actually have to go up. He says, you just step over.
Mm.
And so ever since then, I've just been stepping over because
Wow.
the spirit realm is right there. And so
Yeah.
that's what you were doing in your dream. In
Yeah.
your dream is because your spirit's awake. So your
Hmm.
spirit just stepped over and you
Yeah.
got to experience it.
Yeah, it's crazy because I would often recall that dream, but it wasn't until now that I was like, maybe there's more to it than I thought there was. So,
And
because
so
you
you
always,
can do that again.
yeah, okay,
Yeah,
let's
you
go,
can do it
God, let's
again.
do it.
I
And I
know,
always
right?
joke with the Lord where I'm like, I was just born, I was born to fly. And so, like not in an airplane, like literally. And so I always joke and say when I die, I'm gonna tell, the angels or whoever comes to take me, I'm like, try and keep up, guys. Watch and learn. So,
Yeah, so
yeah.
there's flying games. I don't know if you've heard that, but there's flying games in
Oh
heaven.
no.
And you can fly. So Jesus and I, we flew, and there's games that you can fly up and down mountains, and there's signs that pop up, like like Simon says. Simon says,
Oh,
make a
cool.
sharp right hand turn,
Sweet.
and you've got to do it quick. It's just not like little fluttering. There's no
Mm-hmm.
fluttering in heaven. And you
Awesome.
go and you go, and that's what I like.
Love
So
it.
that's what he does, man. You go fast and you make sharp corners, and you go up the hills, and just way down and
Mm-hmm.
sharp turns, and
Oh
it's
man,
just incredible.
that's so
Flying in
fun.
heaven is incredible. You're gonna love
Sweet,
it.
sweet. Okay,
You're gonna
all right.
love it.
So I was quiet, had been worshiping Jesus, and that's how all of this for me, all of this only works for me is whenever I'm been worshiping and I'm quiet. Okay, so when I was quiet, I heard Jesus say, I want to show you heaven. And he wants to show you heaven. He wants to show you heaven. He said, I want to show you heaven. And so instantly I was able to step over because I was quiet. I was able to step over and I was with Jesus and we were staying on top of this mountain. And it was on top of this mountain cliff. And I had him by the hand and I was looking down. It's a huge mountain. And a lot of times on these mountains that Jesus and I stand on, we get to jump and you get to dive into water or you get to jump into the water.
Awesome.
And which is really fun. These cliff divers, you can do this in heaven too. But so we were standing on this mountain. I looked down and we were way up there and there's no water below. And so he had me by the hand and he says, now jump. And so by trust, I had him by the hand and you jump. And so you have the ability right there and to say, no, I'm not jumping. You can not do this if you choose to. And so I trusted him and we jumped and I thought we would fall. I thought we would go down because that's what we usually do. But we took off and we started flying.
Wow.
And I thought, this is new. This is the first time I got to fly. So you get to fly in heaven. And I had Jesus by the hand and I had my other arm out and we were flying. And as I got a little bit more balance and I could figure out that, okay, I kind of got this, he let go of me so I could fly by myself. And we were flying down mountains and then you fly up the mountains and you fly down the mountains. It's like a roller coaster, but you're flying. It was so fun.
Very cool.
And you're not fluttering, you're flying. And it is so fast. You are flying at extreme speed.
Oh, you are. So I was picturing Mary Poppins floating.
No.
This is not a Mary Poppins scene.
Yeah. No, you don't flutter. You don't flutter. You fly.
What do you mean flutter? What do you mean
flutter?
Flutter
is like, just kind of, you're not just kind of hovering,
Okay.
like a butterfly.
Okay.
It's not like
Got
a
it.
butterfly fly. I mean, you're flying fast. Everything in heaven is extreme.
And you're doing that. Do you end up, how do I say that? Diving face first? Are you flying like Superman? Face
You're
first?
face first. Yeah, you can put your arms out to kind of guide yourself. Or you can put your arms back like Superman. It's whatever you want to do, really. And so we were flying down these mountains and up, and then the mountains in front of you would like stop, and you had to turn real sharp and turn, and you could fly. I thought was really fun was there were snow drifts, huge, tall snow drifts, and you fly right through them, and the snow goes.
Oh, I love that. Oh,
And then
fun.
there were ocean waves, which I'm from the lake, so I don't know about body surfing and, surfing and stuff, but there was ocean waves, and we were flying over the top on the ocean waves instead of body surfing. We were flying on these ocean waves, and so the waves would crash, and then you can like bank, and you come back, and you get to
Love
ride the
that.
next wave.
Oh man, this is my kind of
Yeah, it was
sport, man.
so fun. Yeah, it was so fun,
I
and
mean,
there
those
was
of you, yeah, I've taken flight lessons on both fixed wing and helicopter, so I'm a flyer, at least in my mind. When I was 12 years old, I was taking flight lessons and playing with
wow.
helicopters. But man, how many of us, every one of us have had dreams of flying. And I don't know if they must come from the Lord, right? Because you can
Yes.
really do that in heaven.
You really can do that. And I think some of the flying dreams that people have is they are actually flying in heaven.
Do you? Okay.
Yes, yes.
That's
yes.
very good news.
Isn't that good to
Okay.
know?
Yes,
Yeah.
yeah. So you're pretty convinced. I mean, how would they know if it's real or not? What would you tell them if
The
you
next
could?
time the next time you're flying in your dream, look around. Look around and see, what do you see? Look and see. But, because your spirit is awake. When your body is sleeping, your spirit's awake.
Okay.
And so, and Jesus will take you. You get to do fun things when you're sleeping because your spirit's not asleep. Your spirit is very much awake, and you get to travel and you can do things. So if
Wow.
you're dreaming about flying, you are probably flying because
It's
your
like the
spirit's
Lord.
awake.
So it's like the Lord's taking you on a little trip to
Yeah.
help you enjoy it.